What if one meeting could change not just a career, but an entire sport? Sophie Cunningham walked into that room expecting a normal day. Film review, strategy, maybe a quick talk about the next game. Nothing special, just another grind day in the WNBA. Then the door opened and everything changed. First, it was Michael Jordan. Yes, that Michael Jordan, the face of basketball, the man who turned sneakers into a global empire. Before Sophie could even process it, Caitlin Clark stepped in right behind him, the rookie who's been shaking the entire sports world. At that moment, Sophie knew this wasn't a normal meeting, but she still wasn't ready for what came next. They sat her down, no long speech, no build-up, just one sentence that hit like lightning. Nike wants to offer you $27 million. Silence, not excitement, not scream, just pure shock, because Sophie knew what that number meant. This wasn't just money. This was something WNBA players rarely see. Most players in the league don't come close to that in their entire careers. Some fight for years just to secure small endorsement deals. And now, $27 million was sitting in front of her. It didn't feel real. But here's where the story gets even deeper. This wasn't just about Sophie. This was about a shift. For years, women's basketball has been overlooked. Same effort, same dedication, but nowhere near the same reward. While NBA players signed deals worth hundreds of millions, WNBA players were often left fighting for scraps. Sophie Cunningham knows that struggle better than most. Since entering the league in 2019, she's built her reputation the hard way. Tough defense, reliable shooting, pure energy every single night. She wasn't the biggest star, she wasn't the headline name, but she showed up every time. And for a long time, that wasn't enough to get a deal like this. So what changed? Caitlin Clark. Her arrival didn't just bring attention, it brought eyes. Millions of sold-out arenas, record-breaking viewership. Suddenly, people who never watched women's basketball before couldn't look away. Nike noticed. And so did Michael Jordan. Jordan built his legacy on seeing value before the world does. That's what made Air Jordan what it is today. And now, he saw something happening again, but this time in women's basketball. But here's the twist nobody expected. Instead of focusing only on the biggest star, they chose to lift someone else too. That's where Sophie came in, because this wasn't just about fame. It was about sending a message. You don't have to be the face of the league to be valuable. You don't have to lead headlines to deserve millions. You just have to matter. And Sophie does. Behind the scenes, conversations started, plans were built, and Nike didn't just think small. They went all in marketing campaigns, global exposure, even long-term branding opportunities. This wasn't a deal. This was a statement. And when the news broke, the reaction was instant. Fans were shocked. Players were watching closely. Brands started paying attention. Because if Nike is willing to invest $27 million into a player like Sophie Cunningham, what does that mean for everyone else? Suddenly, the market changed. Now, companies like Adidas, Under Armour, and New Balance have a decision to make. Either step up or get left behind. Because women's basketball isn't growing anymore. It's exploding. And here's the part nobody is talking about enough. This could change how the WNBA works forever. If players start earning serious money through endorsements, the entire system shifts. Contract, negotiation, power, everything. For the first time, players may not have to rely only on league salary. They can build something bigger, something independent, something unstoppable. And Sophie, she went from being overlooked to becoming part of history, not because she asked for it, but because someone finally saw her worth. And maybe that's the real story here. It wasn't just Michael Jordan. It wasn't just Caitlin Clark. It wasn't just Nike. It was a moment where the game finally said, "We see you." And somewhere out there, a young girl is watching, holding a basketball, realizing that her future might be worth more than anyone ever told her. That's the real impact. That's the real win. And this